Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts, and it is the day after Street Fest. Oh, it was hot. Yes, it was. Even though 2 weeks before that, at West Seneca, it was 93 at West Seneca, but there was a breeze blowing throughout the day, and it was on a grassy lawn, and things were a little bit more spread out. At this show, I was on brick pavement, and things were very tight together, and there wasn't much of a breeze. And it was like in an alley between two rows of brick buildings that were like built together. There's very few. Okay, how do I describe this? There are very few breaks between the buildings, so there wasn't as much airflow. So it seemed hotter this week in the mid 80s than it did 2 weeks ago when it was in the 90s. So how'd I do? Second place. I missed beating last year's sales by either $34 or $45 because the math is not mathing. I have my sheets where I mark down the time something sold and how much it sold for and the running total and all that. And I only took 2 sheets, and I should have taken more because I filled 2 sheets completely. I filled up the back of another one and started on the back of the second one. So I said that my final sales turned out to be $9.78. And then when I typed everything into a spreadsheet and did a total from the spreadsheet, that said $9.84. So math didn't agree there. And then I added up my Venmo, the one charge that actually went through, and the money in my cash box, minus what I had in there to begin with. That came out to $9.97. So if it was $9.97, last year I had $1,031. So it came so close. If I would have sold, no, Big Bun Bun wouldn't have done it. But Big Bun Bun was getting attention, but she came home. If I would have sold her, it would have been very close. And Crocky's not back out here yet, but if Crocky had sold, that would have sealed the deal and made this the best show ever. But it was close. Oh, I was so hot. I just, whew, just thinking about it, I'm getting hot again. Oh, so once I got there, I found out that the show didn't start till 10. I thought that it started at 9. Yeah, it didn't start till 10. But I did get 2 sales before 10. So it's good that I was there early and got all set up. A young man came out of one of the shops that I was set up in front of, and he said that his girlfriend bought him a car. A little car. I've got one in my $8 bin. A little car a few years ago, and he wanted to buy her something, so he bought her a baby axolotl. It was gold. And he goes, oh, I wish you had one that was white with pink gills. And I look at my craft box, and I've got white, and I've got hot pink, and the baby axolotl, you probably go up to about 30 stitches, and then you go down about yay much, put some eyes on, put a smile on. The gills are just little, like, chain out and come back in. I got this. I can do this from memory. And I did. And this guy kept coming out and checking on me throughout the course of the day. He comes out and he goes, "How's it going? You getting good sales?" I said, "Yep." And he goes, "Were you able to see if you had another baby axolotl in white?" And I said, "Well, I don't, but," and I hold it up, and I already had about half the head done, and the gills, and the smile, and the eyes, and all that. And he's like, "You're making one for me? Thank you so much." So he came out, checking on the progress throughout the day. And at one point he came out and goes, "Oh, you're looking sort of red. Just a minute. Do you want some water?" Oh, okay. And he brought back out this wonderfully cold bottle of water. Oh, it's like the best water I've tasted since I was about 5 years old. Because I was telling you the story. When I was about 5 years old, our family was driving down to Pennsylvania to visit relatives. We were stuck on a highway in a traffic jam, dead stop. Had all the windows open. It was so hot outside, trying to get a little air through the car. And I was whining because I was only about 5 years old. "Mommy, I'm thirsty. Mommy, can I have some water, Mommy?" And we're stuck in the middle of a traffic jam. We didn't have any bottled water. If I was 5 years old, it was 1966. It wasn't a big thing to carry bottled water on you. So the man in a car over next to us, "Here, give this to the little girl." Apparently he had a cooler of ice water, like a thermos or something of ice water in his car. And he had paper cups, and he passed a paper cup of ice water over to our car through the open windows. And I was just drinking it. And I said to my mother, "Mommy, that man makes the best water." So, okay, maybe this was the second best water ever. So things didn't really start moving until around 10:30. It wasn't until 11 o'clock at 10:59 that I covered the $160 fee for setting up there. But from 10:30 until around 1 o'clock or so, things were just so busy that usually when I'm typing things in, I put down the time that the purchase was made, and I was just jumping from one purchase to another and didn't have the time to write down what got sold. That's probably why I probably missed one or two items. So that's probably why I have a discrepancy between what my sheet says and what the spreadsheet says. So what were the best sellers? Okay, I had, let's see, which way do I lean? This was the front of my tent. So I had the grid wall up. I had a bowl on the front, a crocheted bowl, with the micro octos and mini whales for $4. I had a bin of $8 or two for $15. I had a $3 bin. I had my monsters. And so many parents just gravitated to the micro octos and the baby whales. Like, "Here, you want something? Here, you can get one of these." My records say I sold 7 micro octos and 1 whale. I don't think that's right. I think I sold at least 2 whales. I have to find that little crocheted basket with the owls and the whales, not owls, octos and whales in it, to count them and find out how many are left, check that against inventory and see how many I actually sold. Finding them in the mess, like when I broke down the tent, it was just like pushing everything into the little black cubes and put them in the car as fast as I could. I will sort this out later. If I get an Etsy order, it might be faster just to remake the item than to try to find stuff in the mess that is currently my inventory. But I haven't had Etsy order in almost a month, so probably not going to happen. Okay, after Micro Octos, that wouldn't have been the most by dollar amount, that was just the most by number. The most by dollar amount between the next three were probably pretty close. I didn't work out exact numbers here. Ducks. I sold every one of my mushroom ducks. I only had 3, but I sold them all. I sold one of my Gertrude, the grumpy duck. I love that. The grumpy duck. Oh, at one point, there was this young lady who was there with her mom. And she just gravitated towards the big grumpy duck that I just made last week with the leftover yarn from the Premier Chunky Fruits. She liked that Gertrude the grumpy duck. She's like, look at this, look at this. But she ended up leaving without it. But one of the smaller Gertrudes I sold my duck in a fruit hat, free pattern, free tutorial by Elaine Crochet, and she has introduced a new tutorial for her little pig that looks adorable, but I don't know when I'm going to have the time to make it. Okay, those ducks. I just sold a plain duck. I sold a lot of ducks. I sold 6 ducks, and the average price for those was probably $14, $16. So that beats 7 Micro Octos at $4 each. Yeah. Bananas. Easter Roar was going bananas over bananas. Shannon. I sold the Angry Banana. And I sold both banana sources. Okay. Angry Banana, my original the original banana from the Instagram challenge, Bananasaurus, and the great big banana that I made. Chickens. I sold 5 chickens, and 4 of them were either in the hanging baskets or the emotional support chicken bags. People like chickens that you can carry around in a little bag. Penguins. I sold 4 penguins, including the strawberry penguin that I just made. Like, it was for Bonnie's Strawberry Bonnie's summer fruit make-along. So it was in July. Still trying to keep my hydration up. Oh, yesterday. When I was driving home, I was getting a really bad headache, and I don't know if that was like first sign of heat stroke, but as soon as I got home, I just sat back in my chair with a fan blowing on me, having a cold beverage, just tried to cool down, and felt much better once I got myself cooled down. But I was just drinking bottle after bottle of water yesterday and just couldn't seem to keep enough fluids going. So it was hot. It was hot. Okay, back to what sold. Sorry, you're not here to hear about dehydration. Okay, 4 penguins. Then we had a bunch of things that were tied at 3 each. I sold, was it 98 items? And there were a lot of one-ups. I sold 3 coffees. 2 were the recent makes from the Share the Love Instagram challenge, the coffee cup with the legs, and 1 was my little $5 rainbow coffee. I sold 3 Glam Chicks. Yay! Now I have a reason to make more Glam Chicks. When am I going to have the time? Ugh. I sold 3 hedgehogs. 2 of them were the fidget hedgehogs with the pony beats. So I need to restock those. Oh, where's my restock list? I need to write that down too. I sold 3 Triceratops. Funny. Oh no, two were Tilly the Triceratops, free pattern on Instagram, and one was Tanner the mini Triceratops, free pattern from the Nicole Chase. I sold 3 Loaf Cats and 2 teeny tiny Loaf Cats that were only like yay big, that were in my $8 bin. Those were the multiples. Highlights. I had one young lady stop by, and she had picked up a Glam Chick and what was the other thing? Dear, sorry about this. I should have been more prepared for this. Glam Chick pink and... because she bought 2 things together and it added up to $27. So where did I add $27? Nope. La-di-da, la-di-da. We may be editing out a... okay, I can't find it. But she had a Glam Chick, and she's just like, oh, this is so cute. Oh, I want this. And she had one other item, and she couldn't decide. And her father was just standing there very patiently. And she was like, I like this one, but this one is so cuddly. And, oh, I like this one, but that... and he's just standing there, ever so patient. Oh, okay. It was the mushroom boy from The Friendly Red Fox that had sort of a pastel tie-dye mushroom cap on him. She said, this guy is so cute and he's so squishy, but I like this chicken. And she's going back and forth. And the father was like, come on, which one do you like better? Why do you like each one? He's trying to get her to figure it out. And I said, she's reminding me of my youngest daughter. Like when we go out to eat, she has the hardest time deciding what she's going, oh, I want this. No, I want that. Oh, I want this. No, I want that. So the father says, okay, pick a number from 1 to 10. I'm going to put a number behind my back and get the one that's closest to that number. She says, 5. Smart move. Because that may be equidistant, right in the middle. And he goes, the chicken. And she's like, oh. And then he says, you've been really good lately. I'm going to get you both. She's like, oh, I'm melting. It's so sweet. And there's so many cute kids walking around just like hugging them. Oh, I've got to have this. I've got to have that. One thing that really went well was my $5 bin. I just tossing in little stuff in there, like making little turtles and little stuff like that. And I think I had 8 or 9 sales from the $5 bin. So here are these little scrap yarn projects that took me next to no time, used up scrap yarn, and if there were 9, I got like $50 for that bin. 45. Yes, do the math right. And like I said, the micro octos and the mini whales, those were also. They may only be $4, but if I sold 9 between the 2 of those, that adds up. And I had my $8 bin out there, and people were just rooting through. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this! And I had a lot of sales out of that too. Oh no, that's okay. I have 3 lists. I have one that's sorted by time, one that's sorted by item, and one that's sorted by price. So here is the price. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 items from the $8 bin. It's over $100. 14. So it's 80 plus 32, $112 from that bin. Nice. Nice. The little things added up at this show. There were only 4 sales that were $20 or more. 3. There were only 3. And the one sale that was $20 was the LA Crochet duck, and the hat was $16, but she wanted a second hat, so that brought it up to $20. And I sold my flip Octo that I should make more of those. Those are fun. And the Bananasaurus was $22. So there weren't all that many big sales, but all that little stuff really added up. So I am still trying to cross things off inventory and get them out of my Etsy shop if they sold. I am still making up a restock list. I don't have any sales now until September, as far as I know. There's one local place, maybe half an hour drive south, that usually does a family fun day where they have vendors in late July or early August. I haven't heard from them this year, where it's free to set up. You just have to give a donation basket. And I usually get about $100 in sales there. It's helping out their cause, and $100 is $100. But I haven't heard from them yet this year. But then the last 2 weekends of September, there would be events. A couple in October, a couple in November. That's all I've got going right now. So I'm going to be working on my Etsy shop. I'm going to be getting stuff into my Etsy shop, trying to finish up some works in progress, maybe get a few designs up. Just try to take it easy a little bit and get more organized before the fall rush of Christmas shopping begins. Sometime around September, hopefully, my Etsy shop will start getting some sales again, and that will be tiding me over until craft shows kick in. But this was a good show, and my spreadsheet is in the black again. I'm going to treat myself with a little purchase. I have a special rebate offer from Rakuten for AliExpress. So I was thinking of stocking up on safety eyes and some other little bits and pieces that I use on a regular basis. I am well stocked on safety eyes right now, but I feel like I deserve a shopping spree after yesterday. Okay, I am going to change into my play clothes and go work on dinner. Sunday afternoon dinner as usual. Chicken and lots of vegetables from the garden. We have sugar snap peas, green beans, kale. I don't know if we get cilantro coming in anymore. We have not had the first tomato from the garden yet, but they're starting to look better. I think with tomatoes, it takes a hot day and a colder night, and we've been having hot days and hot nights, so that's not helping with the ripening process. But certainly have plenty of vegetables to have with our dinner today. Okay. Bye-bye.